Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the After Hours Gaming League Season 3. This is Game 3 of EA versus Epic, and it's going to be on Daybreak LE. Now, before we go into the game, a little bit about the players. It's going to be USKC versus Synth. Now, USKC is one of Epic's top 3, and he's sitting pretty at 4-0, so a very strong player coming out of Epic. But meanwhile, Synth is actually doing pretty well. It's Daybreak, so it's a fairly even map. It is going to be a PvZ, so I gotta say, neither player is really favored here. I think both players could take this game. So before any further ado, let's go ahead and go into the game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Daybreak. Daybreak, of course, a map from Wings of Liberty that we've seen make a re-emergence here in Heart of the Swarm. And of course, because it's such a great map, pretty much the only changes to it are these unbuildable plates instead of neutral supply depots at the bottom of the ramp. And overall, just a really excellent map. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and introduce the players up here in the top right-hand corner. As the blue Protoss, representing Team EA, he is Synth. And down here, in the bottom left-hand corner, representing Team Epic, who is up 2-0 right now. He could close the series out with this game. He is USKC. Now, USKC actually trying to do some damage to this pylon here with the drone, and it looks like it will be a Forge Fast expand here from our Protoss player. I love this in-base Forge Fast expand that you see from Protoss. Very nicely played here. Now, of course, sometimes you do see the Protoss that go ahead and drop an extra pylon here. And, ooh, blocking the expansion with the Evolution Chamber. This is not something you see every day, ladies and gentlemen. That's an expensive block right there. It can cost quite a lot of minerals, but nonetheless, he more than likely won't let this finish. It's just to delay the Protoss player. But little does he know, actually, that the Protoss does not have enough minerals yet. And he's going to go ahead and just drop the gateway. He is going to let the Evolution Chamber finish. And because that Evolution Chamber is not on the creep, it will actually die of its own accord. This Photon Cannon will come up first, and actually, that is a very great response here by a Protoss player. This Protoss player, Synth, he knows his build orders. He knows his build orders. Now, that might put him a little behind on the resourcing, but actually not too much, because he has countered with a double pylon block. So both players are blocked from taking their natural expansions, and even the third at this point in time. And actually, ooh, the pylon not canceled. That's kind of crazy right there. Now, we do have a number of Zerglings coming out here, and they're going to clean those pylons up real quick. Who's gonna expand first? It is a race to the expansions. And actually, it's not going to be an in-base expansion here by our Protoss player. Oh no! He lost the probe. That's actually pretty huge right now. He's going to have to pull another one. Losing that probe is going to set him back quite a bit. And the hatchery already going down. Losing that one probe set him behind his opponent. Oh my goodness. Cybernetics core already coming up for a Protoss player. Meanwhile, with Zerg, we have no further tech coming along the way, but he does have, he is connecting the creep. Very, very smart there. And this is what you see good Zergs do. Go ahead and connect that creep to make sure that they don't get stopped by any sort of shenanigans. You know, if a Protoss player was being kind of cheeky, he could get a robotics bay up, get a warp prism, drop a few sentries, and wall this ramp off. But if you have the creep tumor there, it's very hard to do. Now, we do have a run by here. Is he going to be able to get all those Zerglings by? I think he will be. He's going to lose 2. There we go. And he's going to be able to get 1 by, and that is actually all he needs He just wants to get that scouting information in. USKC showing that he really, really understands this map. Now the Zergling is going to get cleaned up, but he already knows everything, and actually that was very well played. He knows that nothing crazy is coming on the way. No early robotics facility, no early shenanigans. He knows that he's very safe to play this right now. And actually, oh my gosh, Senth returning the favor. The bravest little probe in the world here. He's going to get all of the scouting information that he needs. Both players just maybe even a little sloppy there by a Zerg player, allowing that probe to get in. Both players have so much information at this moment that they know they're very, very safe. So this game is going to turn very passive. And oh, here we go. This is a big game changer here. Stargate coming up for Senth right now. Now the Stargate is a little bit on the late side. It's not super early, it's not super late. But this is more of a long-term thing. If you wanted to be cheeky with this, if you wanted to pull some shenanigans. Oh! And actually picking off an Overlord there and killing some drones here. This is kind of some interesting aggression coming out of here by Senth. Where's the defense here by USKC? Where's the Zerglings, man? He did kill 3 drones with that, and he killed a number of units as well. Nicely played there. He smelt that his opponent was cutting some corners. Senth, man, looking so handsome right now in this game. If Senth keeps this up, man, he could stay in the game here for EA. We do have one Protoss ground weapons, level 1, coming up for Senth right now. Phoenix are coming out. Oh, a little bit blocked right now. He's going to have to get another pylon out, and yes, he does have a pylon coming up, but that is a pretty hard supply block. That's going to set him back for a little bit. Robotics facility and Stargate coming up here. Getting a number of Phoenix out on the map. That's going to help him clean up these Overlords. Now, we do have an Overlord coming in here, and this is the 9-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. What will the Overlord see? Will he see the Stargate? I believe he will. There we go. He sees the robotics facility and the Stargate. And that's going to be bad news bears, because USKC knows exactly how to retaliate. Now the Mothership Core is now out on the map, and that's going to allow Senth to play somewhat defensively, also stage some very interesting air raids. Are we going to see some... Oh my gosh, it's going to be Phoenix along with the Mothership Core. Now, he's going to use these first couple of Phoenix just to clear up Overlords across the map, and actually, based on USKC's Overlord placement, that might be incredibly powerful right now. Taking a quick look at the production tab. Metabolic boost is on the way. Evolution chambers are on the way. And our Zerg player has already reacted. He already has some anti-air down, but it's not doing enough damage to Phoenix. Oh, nice transfuse there on the Overlord. Allowing a... Oh my gosh! Wow, an extra transfuse there on the Overlord. He didn't even lose the Overlord, took out 1 Phoenix. Very well played there by a Zerg player. USKC, he's still in this, man. Nice defense there. Oh, but Senth is already a step ahead. He is already a step ahead. He says, oh, guess what? That was just mind games. Air? I'm not going air. I am going extended thermal lance with a ton of Colossus and a ground army. He's stopped, at this point, he's stopped all production coming out of the Stargate. He's actually saving up some Chrono Boost here. I don't know if that's intentional. Oh yes, there we go. There goes the Chrono Boost. He's actually throwing a few Void Raids out as well. He's just going to make the ultimate Protoss death ball here. This is going to be very scary. We do have a line of Queens here. A number of Queens out on the map. The creep is pretty well spread here for a Zerg player. But our Zerg, he's just got a bunch of upgrades. He's got no army to speak of to him. Look at the units. He's got 10 roaches and 64 drones. He's got quite a bit of drones, but an attack at any moment could just devastate him. Now he is going to go ahead and go up to Hydralisk, and ooh man, he has no idea about the tech switch. Hydralisks are terrible against Colossus. And these Phoenix, he stopped producing them, so he does have an additional Void Ray on the map now, but he's not going into air like you thought he was. He's overreacting to this air aggression just a little too much here for the Hydralisks. This is going to get nasty real quick for a Zerg player if he does not realize what's going on. And here we go. A couple of Overlords are going to scout out the base. You should be able to see the fact that there is a robotics facility and that there is a robotics bay here in the natural. And oh, a fake Baneling drop. Very nicely played. He should see the Colossus now, though. Yes. He should see the Colossus. He should know, oh no, I'm in some trouble. And even though the third is up for Synth, there's nothing mining there. USKC, he just simply does not have the number of units that he needs to take this army on. And the army is here, man. The army is just going to do so much damage. Oh, those Colossus doing an incredible amount of damage. The Mothership Core going ahead and dropping down his abilities. Just so much damage going down. Everything is dying. The Zerg player is in just too much trouble. He's going to have to go home with this stuff. Now, the Mothership Core did die in that engagement, and that's going to set the Protoss back from any sort of aggression for a little while. So I suspect that we'll see a little bit of a passive game come out here. Nonetheless, the Protoss player, he does have the mobility advantage with those Phoenix on the map. And with this very scary Deathball 3 Colossus now already in the mix, and actually a probe in here in the mix as well, so he can drop a proxy pylon down at any moment. He is going to take out these debris in the middle, and then he's going to go on the warpath. We should see a proxy pylon coming out here very shortly from the Synth. You do want to keep those reinforcement lines in the Protoss, especially when going on crusades, so to speak, with Colossus. You've got to keep that front line safe. Now the Colossus is getting a little out of position here. He's got to be careful. But nonetheless, he guessed right, and there's a huge army up here. He's going to take out the Overlords. It's not going to supply block his opponent. Actually, it might. There it goes. It supply blocks him, and he's going to kill a huge number of Hydralisks completely for free and pick up a few more for free. And this is just looking terrible for a Zerg player. What can our Zerg player do? There are still force fields available, and our Protoss player is going to fight off the creep. So smart. What a very incredibly smart Protoss player that we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Fighting off the creep, even though he's ahead. He could have pressed the issue. He could have tried to kill the third base or the fourth base. But deciding, you know what? I'm ahead. I'm going to kill a few units. I'm going to get more ahead. I'm going to tech up. I'm going to get more ahead. I have faith in my macro. And I'm going to smash the face of this guy in just by playing correctly. Now, there are units in these, but they are not Banelings. And actually, losing a number of units there for free, the Protoss player getting some free kills here today. It is a roasting feast. Fourth base is coming up for the Protoss player. The Zerg already has his fourth nice and saturated, so the resourcing is far in his favor. Taking a quick look at the units. 79 probes to 85 drones. That's about max for both players. And we do have a fleet beacon coming out. That is, that means that the mothership and possibly carriers or other dangerous in-game tech here for our Protoss player might be coming out here soon. Now look at this. Our Protoss player simply can't spend his money fast enough, so going ahead, dropping a number of gateways, dropping some photon cannons. How many gateways does he have on the map? This is getting crazy. Take a look at this. Wow. He's got a large number of gateways coming out on the map. And actually, here we go. Our Protoss player, he wants to go for the throat. He's going in here with a huge number of stalkers. And the Colossus, wow, 5 Colossus on the map. Just doing an incredible amount of damage. The Void Rays, 3 Void Rays with an incredible amount of damage coming off the prismatic alignment. This right here, the Zerg player He's making 26 roaches, but roaches are terrible against this composition, losing them for free. And this is going to have to be GG right here, ladies and gentlemen. Our Protoss player just completely outplayed our Zerg player. You gotta hand it to him. That tech switch was brilliant. Went ahead and anticipated Zerg's overreaction. And the Zerg just didn't quite scout out his opponent enough to know exactly what was doing. He's gonna take it home here. USKC, he's gonna have to GG here. GG, well played. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was an exciting Game 3, and with that, Synth keeps EA in the running. It's gonna go to a 4th match, ladies and gentlemen. Will Epic take it, or will EA take it? We'll see when we come back with game number 4. We'll be right back.